Emotional scenes played out at Perth Airport overnight, as WA was finally reconnected to the world after 697 days. Vaccinated international travellers are now allowed into the state for the first time since Premier Mark McGowan imposed WA's hard border to the world during the early stages of the pandemic in early April 2020. About 100 passengers on a Singapore Airlines and an Emirates Dubai flight were the first enjoyed WA's new quarantine-free arrival rules. The first of those passengers began trickling through the airport's international arrival gates shortly after midnight on Thursday. Camera icon Sue Ellen Edwards is reunited with daughter Georgina, her husband Michael, and meets her baby grandson Felix for the first time. Kelsey Reid, the West Australian Cowaramup grandmother Sue Ellen Edwards was reduced to tears as she waited to meet her 6-month-old grandson Felix for the first time. Ms. Edwards' daughter Georgina Sattler and husband Michael Sattler have been stranded in Thailand with Felix for the past month. The young family, from Germany, were planning on arriving in WA early last month before the Premier backflipped on the state's original reopening date, February 5th. "I haven't seen them since 2019, Ms. Edwards told the West Australian. "So I missed her whole pregnancy. They've been waiting basically in Phuket for the borders to open after their flights to Perth were cancelled. It's been really hard on them, it's been really surreal. This is the last hour of waiting after years." Camera icon sisters reunite after the Dubai flight lands. Kelsey Reid, the West Australian Lynn Thrussell, from Swindon in the United Kingdom, burst into tears while embracing her son Michael for the first time in 2 years. "He's got married and had children, my grandchildren. So it is the first time I've been able to come and see them in 2 years," Ms. Thrussell said. "It's really exciting, we've been waiting a long time." Camera icon grandmother Sherry Duldig reunited with her daughter Kate Walker and grandson Zach Walker. Kelsey Reid, the West Australian. Those who did arrive early on Thursday morning were not only reunited with loved ones, but were also met with a serenade from the Perth Symphony Orchestra and gifts from Tourism WA. Perth Airport expects 5,000 interstate and international to land on their tarmacs in the 24 hours following the state's hard border being brought down. That is compared to just 636 arrivals last Thursday. New arrivals have to take a rapid antigen test within 12 hours of arriving, while unvaccinated international travellers must undergo 7 days quarantine. Camera icon Perth Airport put on a show with native flowers, musicians and quokka toys for the kids. Kelsey Reid, the West Australian. Just under 28,000 G2G passes for travel into WA have been approved, indicating a trickle rather than a flood of visitors lining up to enter the state over the coming week, as Omicron peaks and harsh restrictions cap visitors to bars, restaurants, pubs and entertainment venues. Mr. McGowan said about 30,000 people had arrived in WA since February 5th, when border restrictions were substantially eased for anyone with a legitimate family connection to the state and who was prepared to spend 7 days self-isolating. He said he could not predict when interstate and international visitation would return to pre-COVID levels, but rejected the suggestion the state's tourism credentials had been damaged by its long period of isolation.